Oh, yeah.
And sometimes.
Yeah. I'm surprised Alan Zeman is not doing the mock tutor today. I mean, tomorrow.
Brad said they were talking about it. Beth Shalom.
Beth Shalom. Wow. Like this folder seems much thinner than usual.
Eric, up there. There's not like, I don't sit much on Friday nights, so.
Yeah.
You don't really get to sit with, like, on Shabbat morning, you get to sit with me during the Torah reading, but like Friday night, I hardly sit down. The only time I sit down is when board members speak.
Yeah, Rena's got a little cold, so she's been sneezing.
I mean, there were a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's variant. Peninsula. All right, well, we can, I think the clock on our wall is just a hair short, so we, slow, so we can actually start. Shabbat Shalom, welcome everyone. Good to see some folks here. We have our February birthday celebration this evening. And good to kick off to hopefully a lovely weekend, nice and warm-ish today, would be nice. So we can start our Friday night service with Shalom Aleichem as we welcome in the angels of Shabbat on page 5 to the third passage with the Gimel, page 5, Gimel.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem Lishalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Yishalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem Lishalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Go out to sing to God with Lachona Ranina, which we begin on page 11. We'll open here, continue individually, and resume at the caret on page 12. Lechun Ranina Ladonai, Nariya Letzor Yisheinu, Nekama Bizmiro Nariya Lo, Nekama Bizmiro Nariya Lo. Kiel Gadol Adonai, Umelech Gadol HaKol Elohim, Asher Mechirei Haaretz, V'toachot Harim Lo, Asher Mechirei Haaretz, V'toachot Harim Lo. Arbaim shana kut betor v'amoram toy levape ve'lo yadu drachai asher nishbati ve'api im yeva'un el menuchati. We open the next psalm on page 13 and can continue to the caret on page 14. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. Yiram Hayam, Yiram Hayam, Yiram Hayam, Umlo.
Yismechu hashamayim,
Hashamayim,
Yismechu hashamayim,
Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Betagel Haaretz.
Sadai v'chol asher bo, Asher alenu kol hatziyar, Lifnei Adonai kiva, kiva lishpot haaretz, Yishpot shevel b'tzedek, Ve'amim be'emunato.
Let's rise, we turn to Mizmor LeDavid, page 21.
Mizmor LeDavid, Havu Adonai b'nei Havu Adonai kavod ba'oz,
Havu Adonai, Kivod Shemo, Ishtachavu
Adonai
Adonai
behadrat kodesh, Kol Adonai al
Hamayim,
el hakavod hearing.
Adonai Mayim Rabim, Kol Adonai Vakoach, Kol Adonai Behadar, Kol Adonai Shover Arazim, Aishaver Adonai et Arzei Halvanon, Vayar Kidei Kemo Ergel Levanon Besiryon, Kemo Vein Re'evim, Kol Adonai Chosev Lavotesh, Kol Adonai Yachil Midbar, Yachil Adonai Midbar Kadesh, Kol Adonai Yechol Elayalot, Vayechesov Ye'arot, Ukechalot Kulo Merkavod, Kulo Merkavod, Adonai Lamavu Yashav, Vayeshev Adonai Melech Leolam, Adonai Hos Le'amo Yitin, Adonai Yevarech et Amo V'Shalom. Be seated as we turn to Lecha Dodi, where we welcome in the bride of Shabbat. We'll open with the first 3 stanzas on page 23 and then jump to the last 2 on page 25.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat mikabel.
Lecha Dodi likrat kalam, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Shamor bezachor betibor echad, Yishmi Anuel Habib Yachal, Adonai echad, Ushmo echad, L'Shem Tiferet Tehila, Lecha Dodi likrat kalam, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kalam, Penei Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha, Ki mekor ha'necha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh machshavat tefila, Lecha Dodi likrat kalam, Penei Shabbat mikabela, Lecha Dodi likrat kalam, Penei Shabbat mikabela, Mikdash melech ir melucha, Hu mitzei mitovecha, Rav lach shevet yemek havacha, Vehu yachmol alaychem la, Lecha Dodi likrat kalam, B'nei Shabbat nikabela, lecha dodi likrat kala. B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Page 25. Yaminu smol tifrotzi, ve'et Adonai tariti, al yadish ve'parti, ve'nismecha ve'nagila lecha. We'll rise and turn to the entrance. B'nei Shabbat nikabela, lecha dodi likrat kala. B'nei Shabbat nekabela, boi b'shalom ateret balam, gam besimcha u'sora, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, lecha dodi likrat kala. B'nei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala. B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Be seated as we turn to the Psalm for Shabbat, page 27. We'll open there and continue and resume together at the carrot on page 28. We'll start on 27.
Tamar Yifra,
Keres balvanon yizger, shetulim beveit Adonai, bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu. Od yenun beseva, deshenim erhananim lehagid, ki Hashem Adonai tzuri, velo Yeah, pause for the moments between the Kabbalat Shabbat, the service of Psalms welcoming in Shabbat, and the Mariv, the evening service. Pause for moments of memory, the Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. And so I invite all who are in mourning or observing a yahrzeit, or any for whom it's your custom to do so, to rise. We turn to the mourner's Kaddish on page 30. Itkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chirute ve'amlich malchute, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam omei omaya. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yitadar ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal shemei dekudesha barechu le'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata da'amiran be'alma ve'imru amen. Yehe shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mrumav, huya aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen.
Amen.
Invite us all to please rise. We turn to the Baruch Hu, the call to the Mariv service, page 39A.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Seated as we continue with the blessing at the bottom of page 39A or B. Baruch Atah.
Aver yomu levi laila, umatio ben yomu ben laila, Adonai tzivaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, Tamidi mochalenu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'aravi.
Turn to Ahavat Olam as we begin God's love for us through giving us this tradition, and then turn to the Shema and Ve'ahavta and our love for God. We begin on page 40 and we'll go through the Shema and its paragraphs 41 and 42 altogether, so 40 through 42.
Ahavat olam
Beit
Beit
Yisrael,
Yisrael,
V'ahavta Torah mitzvot, lukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, v'shokveinu v'kumeinu, nasiach v'chukecha, v'nismach v'divrei Toratecha, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו, באורך ימינו, ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ועברתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
Adonai Elohim Emet.
Continue individually on 43A or B, and we'll resume together on 44.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נעזר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא.
מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה אלי אנו ואמרו
אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Amen. Turn to page 45 for Hashkivenu, prayer for a shelter of peace. Page 45.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu
L'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom, V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom, V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'chaim.
ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ושלום יתעבר עולם ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
Rise for Vishamru on page 46.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת
לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפל.
Gadol v'yitkadosh shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Yalmad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei.
V'chayechonu yomechon uvchayedecho beit Yisrael b'gala uvizman kariv. Amen. Yehi shmeira v'mevarach le'olam le'omaya yitbarach.
Barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yitalal shmir kudsha
Berichu
le'la mikol birchata v'shirata
tushbechata v'nefemata dahiran be'alma. Amen. Our individual Shabbat evening Amidah begins on page 47 and runs through page 52. I invite you to use the Hebrew or the English and the words of your own heart, page 47 through 52. Still dominant. Individual Amidah, please by all means continue to do so. Otherwise, I'll invite us to rise as we turn to the Me'ain Sheva, a symbolic repetition of the themes of our Amidah, page 53.
Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol teva'am. Vayechal Elohim ha'yamashim l'achto asher asa. Vayishpot v'yom shvi'i mikol melachto asher asa. Yalalai, 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 yalalai. Vayvarech Elohim
et yom hashvi.
Vayvarech
Elohim et yom hashvi. Vaykadesh, vaykadesh oto. Givo Shabbat mikol melacho asher bara Elohim la'asot. Yalalai, 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 yalalai.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon Kodesh Shemayim Haaretz,
Magen Avot Bidvaro. Nechayim b'mamaro. Ha'el HaKadosh me'in kamohu. Hameniach le'amo ve'yom Shabbat kosho. Kivam ratzah lehaniach lahem. Kivam ratzah lehaniach lahem. Lefanav navod v'yirav v'chad v'nodeh lishmo b'chol yom tamid mehon habrachot el hahodahot Adon hashalom Mekadesh hashabat u'marech sheli u'mehiach b'kedusha lehamedu shnei oneg zecher lema'aseh v'reishit. Page 54.
Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu, Retzevinu Chateinu, Kadeshenu v'mitzvotecha, v'techalkeinu b'toratecha, Zabeinu mituvecha, v'samachenu b'yishuatecha, v'tahir libeinu le'od dechav v'anchilenu Adonai Eloheinu Yehavah ratzon Shabbat koshecha v'hanuchu v'Yisrael mikadeshei shemecha Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Continue with Kadisha Lane, page 54. You can remain standing or be seated according to your custom.
Yikara v'kadash mirabah.
Amen.
Dibrakir tevim lichmachotei b'chayachom yamechanu chayrocho bein Yisrael. Bagalavi zman karivi muramein.
Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba bevarach le'olam le'omaya yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yishma minaseh v'yidadar v'yitala v'yidalash min kudsha.
Brichu.
Brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tishbachata v'nechamata damira v'alma v'imramein.
Amen.
Tigabalta tanavata hondacha Yisrael kodam l'hondi v'yishmaya v'imramein.
Amen.
Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim alin v'kol Yisrael v'imramein.
Amen.
V'aseh shalom v'imramavu yaseh shalom alin v'kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen. Arrived to our monthly birthday celebration opportunity. Our tradition, or my hope for our tradition, is if you are turning an age under 21 or even under 22, and it's your birthday this month, just tell us how old you're turning this month. If you are turning older than that and would like to obscure it in some way, Brad helped me, our example this month. For example, on the 29th of February, Brad's aunt will celebrate her 16th birthday, but she's not turning 16. So if anyone, are there any February, I know we have like next month, I know I have at least 3, but do we have any February birthdays here tonight? Brenda. Which day of February will work? February 1st. So you already got to celebrate. February 1st. Brenda's 21 on February 1st. Right, that makes sense. 2/1, 21. It makes perfect sense. Brenda's. The other, yeah, sure, well. Yeah, but niece will be 6 and grandson 5 this month, so. All of my uncles, except for one, have February birthdays, but I won't rattle them. All right, well, we'll say a happy birthday to Brenda and to Sandra's niece and grandson. We have a little blessing, a short little blessing, and then we'll sing happy birthday and we'll have cake too, just for Brenda and Brad's and Freddie. And niece, and we'll celebrate in their honor and with Brenda. We say Misha Berach Avatenu Abraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yivarech et Kol Ela שאנחנו celebrating. I forgot. נשמחים. חוגגו עמהם היום לכבוד המקום ולכבוד השבת להודות לשם קודשו על כל החסד אשר גמלם מיום היוולדם עד היום הזה. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless all those whom we're celebrating today who've come in honor of God and Shabbat, and thank God for all of the blessings that God has bestowed upon them from their days of their births until today. May God protect them all from disease and illness and bless them with a long life and good health and love. And may God send blessings and success to all of their endeavors. And we say, Amen. And Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Very happy birthday to Brenda and all others that in our community with February birthdays, and those in the room will get to have cake or cupcakes or something. And just a brief word of our Torah. So tomorrow we will be reading from Parashat Mishpatim, which means laws. And it has that Torah portion has 53 laws in it. You might think, what? We've up until now, our Torah has been narrative. It's been the story of our people, the stories of Genesis and the story of our people and then going out of Egypt and the water splitting and receiving the 10 commandments. And then we slam into this Torah portion that is a long list of 53 laws. Before, in a couple of weeks, we go back to the narrative and see the story of the golden calf. But right now we get into this mode of law. And so there's a question of like, why here? What's so important about this law, this set of laws as we become a people? And I think the answer is actually in 2 of them and how they're juxtaposed to one another. Because the law that you may not make a sacrifice to a God other than our God is right next to one of the 36 times in our Torah that it says we're not to oppress the stranger because we were strangers in the land of Egypt. So we have this whole system of laws, I think, to say that our focus at all times should be on thinking about God and thinking about others, thinking about the sacred and thinking about the reality of social life together and the holiness that comes when we care for one another and when we care for the stranger in our midst. Say Shabbat Shalom and invite us to come back to our prayer books as we rise and turn to page 55 for the Kiddush.
Savri Chavarayim.
Hi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher gideshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'yahava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron le'maseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'ei kodesh. Zecher litzion Mitzrayim,
Kivanu acharta, ve'otanu kitashta, mikol ha'arim, ve'shavat kodshcha, ve'ahava u'ratzon,
הנחתנו. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
We'll remain standing for Aleinu, page 56 onto page 57. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, ha'sheit gidula le'otzer b'reshit, shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot, Shelo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu notei shamayim ve'ozer haaretz, Umoshav yikaral v'shamayim imahal, U'shchinatu zo, v'govei meromim, Hu Eloheinu ein od, Emet malkeinu efesu lato, kakatu v'torato, v'yadatayom v'hashevota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, v'shamayim imal, ve'haaretz B'tachat einod. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz, v'yom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, Seated. As we turn toward the mourner's Kaddish, we ask that God grant that the memories of those who've gone before us be a source of strength for us and for everyone in the house of Israel. This week, as a congregation, remember the yard sites of Elaine Goldstein, Louis Hantman, Alvin Silverman, Aaron Avram, Frank Chayworth, Naomi Frank Danick, Jordan Zimmerer, Howard Apt, Mark Gorney, Robert Lavner, Nathan Balakirski, Stephen Lewis Chilton, Ruth Lewis, Herbert Rubin, Sydney Filderman, Phyllis Greenspan, Gladys Haber, Celia Rothman, Alfred Barry Wahlberg, Louis Golden, and Edwin Klein. Invite all who are in mourning or observing a yard site, anyone for whom it's your custom to do so, to rise, to return to the mourner's Kaddish, the Kaddish of Tome, page 58. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam umei omaya. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yitadar ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal shemei dekudesha v'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran ve'alma ve'imru amen. Yehi shlama Rabba min Shemaya V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ose shalom bimromav. Huya ase shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru. Amen. May the one who creates peace on high grant peace to us, to all Israel, and to all who mourn. Seated, my pleasure this evening to call on the immediate past president of our congregation, Eric Gorney, to share some announcements of some upcoming happenings with us.
Rabbi, good evening, Shabbat Shalom. My pleasure to see all of you here in person and online. And Marianne, thank you for your hard work today and every week to set up an oneg for us. And today's oneg is to honor the February birthdays. So the program for next week, first of all, we continue with our Shabbat services at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow in person and online. And on Sunday is the February edition of Community in Stitches. Bless you. On Tuesday, Rabbi Laura Geller is joining on Zoom to discuss her book titled Getting Good at Getting Older. Then on Wednesday, our Beth Shalom book club will be celebrating 30th anniversary with a dinner and a book discussion. On Friday, after services, you can connect with Meals on Wheels of Central Maryland. And then on Saturday, Rabbi Greenspan will conduct her Torah study on the Parshat Teruma after services. Something that caught my eye, so Saturday, February 24th, 2 weeks from tomorrow, we'll have Jewish a cappella group of University of Maryland College Park coming to Beth Shalom. They'll conduct a 30-minute workshop and then a 30-minute concert free of charge. Then on March 1st on Friday, join us for Shabbat Across America celebration dinner. The evening will also feature special guest Sav Nade, and the lady will speak about how Israelis are dealing with the war. You can find all of this information on our website. Shabbat Shalom, all the best.
Shabbat Shalom. Stav is the shlicha this year, for the federation, and I think she said she told me she's signed on for one more year, so we'll get to have another year to get to know her. But she'll coming and speaking and telling us about what it's like for Israelis on the ground, or in her communications with her friends and her family on March 1st. Might have noticed the Super Bowl announcement went away. Unfortunately, with low registration, if you were planning to attend and had not registered, just to be clear, unfortunately, we didn't have enough registration to really pull together the cooking and the celebration. So we won't be doing the Super Bowl party together this year. But if you're interested for next year, we'll let me know and we'll make sure we got the registration link nice and early. As far as I know, it'll be the second Sunday in February. Like always. So for now, we can conclude our service with Yigdal on page 62.
Yigdal Elohim Chai v'yishtabach, Yitzhak v'yineh, Tihuto echad v'yachid, Keyichudo, Ne'elam v'gam so le'achduto, Ein lo tutagu v'yeino kum, Lo naruch elo kedushato, Havot l'chol davar asher nivra, Rishon v'yishim Reshit, Hino Adon Olam, Bechol Notzar, Yoreg Zulato, Malchuto, Shefa Nevuato, Netano, El Anshe Segulato, Betivarto, Lo Kal Yisrael, Moshe, Navi Umavi, Tetmunato, Torah Tenatah, Al Yad Nevion Eman Beito Lo Yachal Yifahel Velo Yamir Dato Le'olamim L'zulato Tzofeh V'yodea
Zetarenu, Mabim Sof Davar Rekan Bato, Gomeli Shlesekim Follow, No Taylor Shara Kerishato, Yishlochim to me Mishichenu, Livdov Hakeket Yeshua, Tomitim Yechael, Beroch Aso, Baruch Adei Hashem Tehilato, Metim Yechael, Beroch Aso, Baruch Adei Hashem Tehilato. Shabbat Shalom. Good to see everyone in the room and on the Zoom, and we'll hope to see you in the morning or next week. Next week, again, by the way, if you want to learn a bit about Meals on Wheels, Dan McGrain, one of our members, will be sharing